Chapter 1. The First Meeting. The rain was falling softly over the small town, turning the streets into shimmering mirrors. Mira stood by the bus stop, clutching her worn-out umbrella that had already started leaking at the edges. Her eyes were lost in thought, heavy with memories of a life that felt too ordinary, too quiet. She was 22, a college student, living with her widowed mother. Life had never been cruel, but it had also never been kind enough to give her something she could call her own dream. That day, fate was quietly preparing to shift her world. A car splashed water near the bus stop, and in that very moment, she stepped back clumsily. Someone caught her by the arm before she slipped. When she looked up, she saw him, Arjun. He was tall, with dark eyes that carried both confidence and kindness. His voice was warm when he said, "Careful, you almost fell." Mira could only nod, her words stuck in her throat. She wasn't used to strangers speaking to her with such gentleness. He was waiting for the bus, too. They stood silently, under the same broken shelter as the rain poured down. Finally, he smiled and said, "Rain makes the world look sad, doesn't it? But I think it also hides people's tears." That sentence, simple yet deep, stayed in Mira's heart long after she boarded the bus. Chapter 2. Blossoming Friendship. Days passed, but somehow they kept meeting again, sometimes at the bus stop, sometimes in the college library, and once at the tea stall across from campus. Slowly, words began to replace silence. Mira discovered that Arjun was not just a student, but also a dreamer. He loved music, carried a guitar everywhere, and often spoke of songs he wanted to write one day. He believed music could heal wounds, even the invisible ones. Mira, on the other hand, loved books. She told him about the stories she read, the characters that felt like friends, and the worlds she wished she could escape into. One evening, when the sun was setting and the sky burned with orange and gold, Arjun asked her softly, "Mira, if life gave you one wish, what would it be?" She smiled sadly. "I would wish to be remembered, even by one person, for being someone who mattered." Arjun's gaze lingered on her face, as if he wanted to tell her something, but couldn't yet. Chapter 3. The Silent Confession. Love sometimes doesn't arrive with grand declarations. It grows quietly, like a seed hidden in the earth. Arjun started walking her home after classes. He began saving the seat next to him on the bus. Mira found herself waiting for his text messages before sleeping. They never said the word love, but it was there, in the way he protected her from the rain, in the way she listened to his songs as if they were sacred, in the way silence between them felt full instead of empty. One night, as they sat under the stars on the college terrace, Arjun played his guitar and sang a song he had written. The lyrics spoke of a girl who was afraid to dream, and a boy who wanted to give her the courage to fly. When the song ended, Mira's eyes were wet. She whispered, "It's beautiful." He only smiled. but his heart was screaming a truth he wasn't ready to say. I wrote this for you. Chapter 4. The Storm. But life has its own way of testing love. Arjun received news that his father's business had collapsed. His family was in debt, and he would have to leave college to help them. For days, he stopped coming to classes. Mira worried, searched for him, and finally found him sitting alone near the railway tracks, his guitar beside him. "Why didn't you tell me?" she asked, tears brimming. He looked away. "Because what can you do, Mira? I don't want to drag you into my darkness." Her voice trembled. "Do you think love is only for the good days? If you leave, who will I wait for every morning? Who will make me believe I matter?" That was the first time the word slipped from her heart to her lips. Love. Arjun stared at her, his eyes wide. Slowly, painfully, he said, "Mira, I love you too, but I can't give you the life you deserve." She held his hand tightly. "Then give me the life we can build together. That's all I want." Chapter 5. Holding On. After that night, Mira and Arjun became inseparable. They didn't have much. No expensive dates, no luxury gifts, but they had stolen moments, filled with laughter, small joys, and the comfort of knowing someone was always there. Mira would save her pocket money to buy Arjun strings for his guitar. In return, Arjun would bring her wildflowers he found on the roadside. Sometimes they sat by the riverside, dreaming about the future. Arjun spoke of opening a small music school for children who couldn't afford lessons. Mira dreamed of becoming a teacher, shaping lives with books. One day, he took her hand and said, "If the world turns against us, will you still stay?" She looked into his eyes and whispered, "Always." Chapter 6. The Separation. But promises are easy to make when the storm is far away. A few months later, Arjun's father fell severely ill. The debts grew heavier, and Arjun was forced to leave town and work in another city. The night before he left, they met at their usual riverside spot. He held her as if he could memorize her heartbeat. "I'll come back for you, Mira. Just wait for me." Her tears wet his shirt. "No matter how long it takes." And then he was gone. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Letters came at first, filled with hope and love. But slowly, the letters stopped. The phone calls grew rare. Silence replaced words. Mira would sit by the riverside every evening, waiting, believing, whispering to herself. He promised. Chapter 7. The Return. 2 years passed. Mira finished college, started teaching at a small school, and carried Arjun's memory like a hidden wound. She never stopped waiting, though many told her to move on. Then, one rainy evening, the same kind of evening when they first met, she saw him standing at the bus stop, older, thinner, his eyes tired, but still the same Arjun. Her heart raced. She ran to him, tears streaming down her face. "You came back," he whispered, his voice breaking. "I told you I would." They held each other as if no time had passed, as if the world around them had disappeared. For a moment, all the pain of waiting melted into pure joy. Chapter 8: A Fragile Happiness. For a while, life felt like a dream again. Arjun had managed to pay part of his family's debts, though his father had passed away during his struggle. He found small work in town, and Mira supported him with her teaching salary. They didn't have riches, but they had love. They spoke of marriage, of a tiny home filled with books and music, of children who would grow up learning both stories and songs. But life had one more cruel twist to give. Chapter 9: The Illness. One morning, Arjun fainted while playing his guitar. At first, he laughed it off, saying he was just tired. But the doctor's face told a different story. Arjun had a heart condition, serious and dangerous. Surgery was possible, but far too expensive for them to afford. When Mira heard the news, her world collapsed. She sat by his hospital bed, holding his hand, whispering through tears, "Why is love always tested like this?" Arjun tried to smile. "Don't cry, Mira. If I go, at least I lived knowing what it feels like to be loved by you." She pressed her forehead against his chest. "Don't say that. We'll fight this together. I can't lose you." Chapter 10: The Sacrifice. Mira worked day and night, taking extra classes, tutoring children, even selling her jewelry to gather money for his treatment. But it was never enough. Arjun, seeing her struggle, secretly decided not to go through with the surgery. He didn't want her to destroy her life for him. But Mira discovered his decision and confronted him, her voice trembling with anger and love. "How dare you decide without me? If I lose you, what will I live for? You are not a burden. You are my life." For the first time, Arjun broke down, crying in her arms. He realized that love wasn't about protecting each other from pain, but about walking through it together. Chapter 11: The Last Song. Despite all efforts, fate was merciless. Arjun's condition worsened. On his last night, he asked Mira to bring his guitar to the hospital. With weak fingers, he strummed a soft tune. His voice, though faint, carried words that would stay in her soul forever. "If tomorrow I am gone, don't let the world steal your smile. Remember me in every song, and know I was yours all the while." Mira cried as he sang, clutching his hand, begging him to hold on. But as the night grew deeper, Arjun's eyes slowly closed, and his last breath left with the final note of his song. Chapter 12: Forever in Memory. The days after his death were heavy with silence. Mira felt broken, as if half her soul had been taken away. But slowly, she remembered his words. She went back to teaching, but now, every evening, she also gave free lessons in music to children. Using Arjun's old guitar, she told them stories of a boy who believed music could heal. Sometimes, when she sat by the riverside, she would close her eyes and almost hear his voice, since it must be heavy with silence. feel his presence in the breeze, as if he had never left. One night, as the stars shone brightly, she whispered to the sky, "Arjun, you are gone from this world, but you will never be gone from me. Our love lives in every child's song, in every word I teach, in every beat of my heart." Epilogue. Love is not measured by how long two people stay together, but by how deeply they touch each other's souls. Mira lived her life carrying both grief and love, two sides of the same coin. She never married anyone else, because some loves are once in a lifetime. And though Arjun was gone, his music lived on through her, and through the children who sang his songs. Their love story was not about happy endings, but about a bond so strong that even death could not silence it.